Many conditions like convulsive disorders, osteoarthrosis, chronic rheumatoid arthritis, systemic sclerosis, Parkinsonism, many, especially early stages of MND, not progressive bulbar palsy, maybe ALS, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, it is fine. IVDPs, there are these conditions where the first treatment is effective. Also very good in Achilles tendinitis or thoracic outlet syndromes. Be careful if you are doing in the very summer hot climate. Sometimes people can have skin reactions, hyperpyrexias and all. Look at the type of oil you are using. For example, some people can have allergic to different things. I had a patient, after the PHL, patient had severe itching. Then patient told that, oh, I have allergic to some herbs. Then when we checked, one of the oil was, we are using cotton jukadi. So cotton jukku ayambushikulation karthoti devadurumam. The patient had some allergic to some lashuna and other ingredients. So be careful about hypersensitivity reactions. Snehana Swedanam. Classical textbooks say Dhadunam Dadam Karodi Vashadam Dehagni Varnojjalam, like that. Here Kashayadhara or Kshiradhara, Dhanyamladhara, anything can be used. It can be called as a Kumbhi Swedam also, method is also there, like chikungunya condition, fibromyalgia conditions, different spectrum of Vadaraktam conditions. This is, I'll skip down because it's not our preview today. Kshiradhumam is a different therapy. Now I will show you another one. Eganga Sarvanga procedures. So this is the classical one. You look into the Ashtanga Hridayam, Taba Ushma Upanaha Drava classifications are very significant. More practical classification, not like Charaga method, where Upanaha treatment is very, very common. Upanaha Vajagnua Shadakua Devadharibihi. You, as I mentioned you before, you can do different type of Swedana, like applying the medicines and do the bandaging. It's very easy. Kevalavada, Anagneya, Kapamedo Avrta Vayu Avastas, like gonococcal arthritis, selective use of it can be very much helpful. This is a typical Upanaha Sweda. Very simple. You take the Upanaha Churnam, you apply Lepa there, followed by Arkapatram, and close that joint. It can be applied in any joint in different areas, gives very good result. That is one type of Swedanam. Upanaha Swedam. But be careful about few things. Pitta involvement, if the patient is getting any rashes, it's not uncommon to get skin problems, especially if you are doing in a Western people. You know, Western lady comes, then you start the treatment like Pirichil or Dhanyamladhara. Sometimes their skin becomes suddenly red due to some hypersensitivity. You have to be careful about it. So look at that and give some mild virajana in that situations, or you change the drug based on the material. This is also applicable to this type of therapies. Proper drugs gives optimum result. Another Swedana is Nadi Swedam, which already you know, which I don't want to describe here. Different type of Nadi Swedam, which commonly used in most of the Ayurvedic hospitals there, with a pressure cooker, followed by attaching an instrument. There are new instrument has also arrived like this. Nowadays you get a specific instrument which cut down the vapor content, not to burn that area. So you have different type of Nadi Swedam is like this. Be careful about extreme exposure, careful about the content of the steam or the smoke, be careful about the water content that's coming from that steam. During the eyes has to be covered. Then it's Avagaha Swedam, different type of Drava Swedams are there. This is Avagaha Swedam, commonly practiced in many diseases, sciatica, coccyxitis or coccydynias. These type of things are very good. Temperature regulation has to be very good, importantly to be remembered. Then you have Tapasvedas, like nowadays we are reading IR, but we have another category here. In the Svedana, you have what takes dosha to Shaka is very important. prevent the chance of recurrence. So Snehana Swedana can do wonders. So now I will give you another example of another Swedana. So when Vata Kapha vitiates, Shita Guna is the opposite one. So you choose appropriate Shita Guna in different conditions. For example, pain relieves acute stages, abdominal condition, urinary tension. When you have urinary retention cases, Swedana is very good. When you have frozen shoulders or adhesive capsulitis conditions, you have Swedana very much useful. Then you have Pinda Sweda, Pinda Rupa Swedo, that's what you have seen here. Fermentation applied in a bolus form, Charaga Sangara Sweda classification, what you have seen is the Pinda Sweda here. Mostly as a samana procedure, Tatra Vastandrido, so it is a very old classical thing, but we modified that into a Patra Potali Pinda Sweda. There are references like Tilamasha Gulatham, Tailam, like that. So you can use different type of Pinda Sweda. Extreme Snigdha material you can use in one side like Tilamasha Gulatha, like, or you can have Ruksha materials in the other side, depends upon Vata Vikaras or Vata Kapha Vikaras. Again you have Snigdha Pinda Swedas or Ruksha Pinda Swedas based on the clinical stage. So you have options like Valuka Sweda or Bushapinda Sweda, Churna Pinda Sweda, Patra Pinda Sweda. This is what I told. What you are seeing is Churna Pinda Sweda. Again different condition. The bran of the rice called Busapinda Sweda is also there. This is also in the practice. Churnapinda Sweda, what you are seeing now is this. So you are taking in the potally form, and it is one among the Ushma Sweda, very good in many conditions. It may be a Kulatha alone, or it may be Kola Kulatha Churnam. There are so many diseases in which classical book itself has been mentioned to use the Pinda Sweda. Not in the Charaka Sushuda, other book like Silsa Manjari, Yoga Amritam and all. If you have Kabaja Jura, there is a Kulatha Churnam, then Kulatha Kola, Jamoda Medika in the Kabaja Jura is also told. There are Kotanjuka Churnam is there. The same Kotanjuka Taila is very thick shnoshna. Kotanjuku emboculation, that very thick shnoshna medicines that can be used as a Pinda Sweda. Or these are some the Kola Kulatadi, what you have seen already here. These are the ingredients of it. You can add Shadahua, Nisha, Saindavam. Saindavam is also very good in different conditions. This is the Kola Kulatadi Churnam, what you have seen. Then different Dhanyam, it's called Navadhanya Kiri or Navadhanya Churna Pinda Swedam, where you use different type of things, especially in low back pain or sciatica, osteoarthritis conditions. Then there is also called Mukkikiri. That means here you are doing with the dry method. There is also wet method. For example, you prepare a Guduji Kashayam, you dip that potally in that Kashayam and you do that. Amrutagadi Podikiri. So prescription is called Amrutagadi Podikiri. That means Guduji Kashayam, you dip that potally Swedam and you do the procedure. That way also you can do. Sometime with Panjasneham or Balamula Kashayam is there. Depends upon materials you can use. For diabetic neuropathies, these are some practical examples I mentioned here. Belakwadam, milk processed with that. Another one is Patra Potali Pinda Swedam. Instead of these herbs, you take the leaf. What type of leaf? What and all Vada Haram, what and all Vada Kapaharam drugs you can take. You take the leaf, make it into peas, add with some lemon, add half of the coconut, then you fry it slightly, make it into like a potali. This is the Nurgundi, Chinja, Arka, Eranda, Karanja, Shigru, Varuna, Vasa. These are some of the commonest herbs. You don't need to take all the herbs. What is available for you, you can take it. Then you prepare the potali and you can do it. But this is more when you have more pain. These things, I will show you some examples. You know, if you have a Snigdha Ruksha type of Swedana is needed, because in our rheumatoid arthritis and all, we need also Ruksha, we may have to have Snigdha. So we apply little oil, then keep on doing this. Myalgia cases, paresthesias cases, or Mutra Krishnams, Potali Sweda with Eranda Patra is very good. Ababahugam, Potali Sweda with Eranda Patra and Chinja Patra with coconut, effective. Then there is also called Chinchadi Patra Kiri, that is Chincha Patram. The tamarind leaf is made with coconut and added with some Chincha Thailam is given. There are so many, traditional practitioners have a lot of such combinations. I'll give you some example. This is one combination. So Karanja, then you have Nargundi, you have tamarind, calotropis, arca, or this is the arca leaf, or you use serenda, or you may use karingurini, or the sahajara, or the munja, or strictness. These herbs you can use, or datura. You have to be very careful when you are using datura. If it is a kapha dominant situation, it is very good. You get very good result in the pain, but sometimes datura leaf can create allergy to many people. So be careful when you are using the leaf of datura. Vasa, you can use Gestacia, or you can do this leaf, or you can do Samadera indica. Another type of kiri is called with naranga, that is with lemon, the citrus lemon. You can prepare the jambira, methika and shadapushpa lashuna combination, and procedure is the same. Ingredient will change. As the ingredient changes, guna will change. Guna will change, then effect will change. That is the example here. So I'll just skip on because I want to say something in the last few things. What is the difference between the classical Panchakarma and Snehana Sweda? So I will just jump directly into that. That is very crucial. You will be able to understand very clearly. Now let me go to the last aspect of it. So what is the difference really between this Panchakarma, the so-called classical Panchakarma, versus this Sneha Sweda or the Kerala specialty, so-called Kerala specialty? If you are able to follow this, you'll get a clear idea between this. Basically, these are Panchashodhana. Vamana, Virejana, Vasti, Nasya, Rakta, Moksha, whatever, they are Panchashodhana. Here, these are not Shodhana. It can be Shamana, it can be Purva Karma, but it can also do mild Svedana, mild Shodhana. This is most reputed original one. Vamana, Virejana and all, very original, classical, no doubt. This is reputed, modified and redefined. You have a lot of options. Somebody is telling, doctor, I am not able to get the Shastika Shali. Doctor, can I do with something else? Why not? You try with the rice what you have. We tried in many European countries with different herbs. We tried with different rice. Instead of this typical Shastika Shali, we tried with other brown rice. It is also giving pretty good result. So it has a space of modifications and redefinitions. Whereas here, Vamana, it's very difficult. You don't have any options. Only difference in Vamana and Virejana is that when you are doing Vamana, there are a lot of people will be around. When we are doing Virejana, you will be alone. You didn't understand? When you are doing Vamana in the Ayurveda hospitals, there will be a lot of people will be around you because everybody want to see what this person is vomit. But when you are for Virejana, you will be alone. Maybe you will be carrying your mobile. The best approach of purification. So these are best approach of purifications. You cannot complement. This is a complementary or supplementary approach. They are 5 in number. Their number may be more than 5. These type of Kriya Kramam are innumerable, non-replaceable. They are replicable. Again, this is a point on which I started. The challenge here is the classical therapy, Vasti, Nasyam, Vamanam. Yogyas are minority. Ayogyas are majority. Here it is in the reverse. Here the Purva Pradhana Paschat Karma is very lengthy. Purva Karma, Snehapana, then Virechana, and then Samsarjana Krama, very lengthy. Here Purva Pradhana Karma is very short. Again, the Dosha Dushya assessment, you have to be very specific. You are given a medicine for Virechana, then patient had vomiting instead of Virechana. Then something went wrong because your assessment was not proper. In similar way, when you are giving medicine for Vamana, patient doesn't have Vamana, instead patient had 10 times Virechana. So lot of mistake can happen due to Dosha Dushya Bala assessment. Here assessment is much more easier. Chances of complication is very high. When I was studying my PG, I have seen so many complications with Vamana. Vamana with blood, Vamana with many things. So there are so many complications. Virechana, patient, even sometimes patient will create complications. One of the patient in our hospital, a patient was in the hospital. She had some, GIT problems and all things. So we were given Vilangadandula, the Churnam is there. So we kept in the patient's room. One day night, I got a call that the patient is not well. Then I came to the room, patient is fine, patient mother is staying there, is not well. What happened? The mother told, no, I had some gas problem. Yesterday I didn't pass the bowel yesterday. So I decided to take this, my daughter's powder, Vilangadandula, the Churnam, 2 teaspoons, put it in water. I took after my dinner. Very nice. I could give you a cork for you as a gift to close your rectum. Because you already passed 15 times. Without asking me, you are taking horribly. That's a gift for you to close your rectum. So that too, she was around 72. Having 10 or 15 times of Virechana without Snehapana, it will be very challenging. Patient may end up with some sodium, potassium problems. Many things can happen. So, such type of complications, even Vaidyakritam, non-Vaidyakritam also. But here, chances of complication is relatively less. Complication also happen. Churna Pinda Swedams, if you touch, sometimes you burn the skin. Shashtiyashali Pinda Swedam, sometimes you burn the body. That is there. Patya is very, very tough. Here Patyapatya is very, conducting Snehapana, then during Snehapana Patya, then after Vamana Virechana, then after that Patyapatya is very difficult. During my PG time in a Kaya Chikitsa, our department, our teachers told that all first year PGs has to do Vamana, all second year PGs has to do Virechana, all third year PGs has to do Vasti by themselves. Okay, so we are classmates, also glassmates, because Snehapana, we are drinking every day with the glassmates. Morning 50 ml, 50 ml, 75 ml, 75 ml. Every day going to Panchakarma department, drinking ghee. Wonderful, very nice. We also given free leave and having Snehapana, then had Vamana. After Vamana, then 2-3 days Samsarjanakrama, horrible. The smell from the canteen is irresistible for us to hold our appetite. First day, somehow we resisted. Second day, the smell from the canteen, vade pav, oh no, I cannot control. It's very difficult. I don't know that the country says, Pradhama Nagale, Raja Saktu, Dudiya Nagale, Shalyodanam. No Shalyodanam at all. We want paratha. Our appetite is very, very difficult. Patyapatyam is very, very challenging. But here for Patyapatya is very, very simple. Except as I told you, treatment like other thing. Best achievement of health. This is very, very important thing. Look at here. You cannot replace classical Panchakarma with any other treatment. They are best achievement of health. And even recurrence of the illness is very less. If you conduct a Vamana in a psoriatic patient, the recurrence of that disease becomes drastically even up to nil. Whereas the other chance not here. Very less expensive. Conducting Virechana, hardly we need a 500 ml of 500 or 750 ml of ghee and one tablet. Having Virechana, no expense at all, except the toilet water, toilet paper. If we are not Indian, if we are not Indian, toilet paper is not needed. But if we are Indian, so we need only water, few liters of water. Probably we don't do it in summer. Why not in summer? Vayo Grishma Dishu Trushu. In the Grishma, Vayu become okay, Chaya. So that time Virechana is a very good time, but water will be less. Okay. Less expensive, Snehapana and Virechana, Snehapana, Vamana. Okay, Kashaya Basti may be little expensive. Sneha Basti also not expensive. But look at the expense here, like Pirichil. Look at the Shashtikashali Pindasvedam, Orchid. These are expensive. Healthy friendly, these are very friendly to health. This is more requirement friendly. Multi-level tranquility. It can give a lot of advantages here, but this may be little less. Again, need very high tolerance. Another important thing. Conducting Vamana or conducting Virechana, you need very high tolerance. Here you don't need that much tolerance. Best. Second best. Essentially unpleasant. Oh, having Vamana, having Virechana, it's not essentially not very good, comfortable. But having a Tailadhara, having a Pindasvedam, so nice, very much pleasurable. Is it not? So, Dosha oriented approach. Here it is avastha oriented approach. This is the difference. Degree of disturbance very, very high. Even after a snehapanam or a vamanam or a virejanam, still it takes some more time for your gut become normal. Here degree of disturbance is very, very less. Lastly, illness to wellness direction. Wellness to illness direction. From micro to macro, here it is macro to micro. Experience very little, but achievement is very, very high. Kottakkal Ayurveda College, all the PhD students conducted Snehapana and Virejana, and they made a survey of next 6 months, the frequency of recurrence of the diseases, and found significant and statistically highly significant in their general health. But what they had done, simply 2-3 days Snehapana and Virejana. So experience and achievement is very, very high. Here experience is very high. Having Kshiradhara all over the body, so nice, like a Cleopatra, having milk pouring all over the body, beautiful, wonderful. Experience is very, very high. But achievement, maybe not that much. It is possible, but again, universality of the science. Panchakarma represents, the classical Panchakarma represents the universality of the science, whereas the classical, non-classical Panchakarmas represents the localization of the science, where you have a lot of possibility of modification. This is very authentic, genuine. This is also authentic, but debatable, but or valuable.